Tonight on DC News Now, growing frustration over the upcoming UFC fight at the White House.
I think it's awful. It detracts from the beauty of the monuments, and it's obstructive.
We're not going to be part of this UFC fight. Why should we have to suffer?
Locals and tourists with some fighting words over the security along with preparations currently blocking their visits.
We're tracking the heat, the humidity, and the threat for thunderstorms returning for the rest of the work week. Timing it all out, coming up.
It's a pleasure that Croatia is actually coming here in Alexandria. It's one of a lifetime opportunities.
Excitement growing over the FIFA World Cup. How business owners are hoping to score big in the global phenomenon.
Raccoons, like sometimes I would hear them in the ceiling.
Caught Red Pod. Raccoons causing a ruckus at a district school. A look at their wild mess.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
I'm Susan Tran. The stage is set. It is a massive octagon with a lighting cage that towers over the White House. The UFC fighters will have a news conference. This is Friday right there at the Lincoln Memorial.
So it's causing a rift between the administration and locals along with tourists. Many are growing frustrated over the fencing blocking the monument and pathways along the National Mall. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight at the Lincoln Memorial.
And Daniel, there's been plenty of construction and fencing down there. What are folks telling you?
Susan and Chris, a number of folks didn't even know what this was for and didn't seem to care that much, but many tourists tell me they did not want to see this when they came to D.C. Construction is underway for the UFC press conference happening Friday on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial.
I think it's awful. It detracts from the beauty of the monuments, and it's obstructive.
Crews building large video screens and testing the sound system was not what Sherry Corsilia wanted to see after she buried her husband at Arlington National Cemetery earlier.
I brought my sister who's never been to D.C. and I live in Seattle, she's from Minnesota. And, the music and the noise and not being able to see a lot of the top sites is disappointing.
Meanwhile, a federal lawsuit is trying to stop the private for-profit UFC fight. The lawsuit saying sporting events are not allowed on the South Lawn and special events are not allowed at the Lincoln Memorial except Lincoln's annual birthday ceremony.
We only have a few days here, and I was hoping maybe we'd have a smoother ride, but all the construction back there, all the construction here, all the traffic really kind of sours your experience a bit.
The setup for the Great American State Fair is also blocking a large swath of the mall, making it difficult for many to get around.
I'm glad that you're doing something, for the 250 or something like that, but it's make sure we can have a convenient experience at the same time.
Now, the press conference here on Friday is at 8:15, free and open to the public. The weigh-in on Saturday is a ticketed event that is also free, and Sunday is the big match with 7 main cards, as they call them, 7 fights to go on. We're live at the Lincoln Memorial. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, I can see the frustration as that stretch was also closed off since April for the cleaning up of the reflecting pool there. Now, the MMA fight is again this weekend, as Daniel was talking about. Parking restrictions and street closures, though, they're going to start much sooner. Police will be closing some roads as early as Thursday morning at 6, and the restrictions are going to stay in place through Monday night at 6:30. Some streets with no parking zones include New York, Constitution, and Pennsylvania avenues. For more details on all of the road restrictions and parking restrictions, go to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and in the search bar, type in UFC fight. The Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool is now almost refilled. Crews have been painting a blue coating on the 2,000-foot-long basin since April. President Trump initially saying it would cost about $2 million for the project, but the contracts ended up totaling more than $14 million.
All right, not a bad evening out there once again. Tonight, Chief Meteorologist Jackie Layer is here, but we have some big changes heading our way.
We do. We're going to be tracking more of that summery heat, more of that humidity. I know there's going to be a lot of outdoor events going on later this week, so definitely want to talk about that too, considering, it's going to feel like we're into the triple digits at times.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday, Friday. So heads up. I know we're all going to get used to it, but also want to make sure that everyone's staying safe. Some rain showers, though, out there right now. Those are mainly off towards our north and westernmost areas. And notice, at least over the last hour, especially after sunset, a lot of those showers have continued to fade away. So for now, much of the rest of the region, we're still tracking the dry conditions, but mainly cloudy skies, though. Temperatures right now, upper 70s in D.C. We're into those low to mid 70s off towards the north and west, where some of those rain showers have moved through, especially out towards Winchester, already at 70. Now, dew points, these will continue to rise over the course of the next several days. Now, back out towards the west, we're already dealing with some more muggy or even humid conditions right now, especially with dew points in the upper 60s to low 70s. Closer towards D.C., it's slowly starting to get there. We're into those lower 60s for dew points right now. Overnight lows tonight. Eventually see those temperatures dropping back upper 60s to low 70s. Not quite as cool as what we started the day with earlier this morning as we start off the day tomorrow morning. But heads up, there are a chance for some few rain showers out at 6 a.m. and then watching that there for thunderstorms later in the day, and then really heating things up Thursday and Friday. More on that coming up.
All right, Jackie, we continue to follow the latest on the war in Iran. The Trump administration has attacked Iran again, this in retaliation for a U.S. Army helicopter shot down near the Strait of Hormuz. The 2 crew members were rescued by a cutting-edge new drone boat. The incident marking the first loss of an Apache since a conflict with Iran began at the end of February.
There's a defensive strike that has been taken. It's targeted strikes to the radar, missile, and command and control sites.
Meanwhile, the president says the military has confirmed the 2 pilots are safe and not injured. They were rescued 2 hours after their chopper was shot down.
The bus driver charged in the deadly crash that killed 5 people last month in Virginia is now out of the hospital and in jail awaiting trial. Jing Dong facing several charges, including involuntary manslaughter, for this chain reaction crash on 95 South there in Stafford County that killed 5 people, including a family of 4 on their way to a wedding. The 48-year-old driver was going from New York to North Carolina when state police say that he slammed into a whole line of cars that had slowed in a work zone. The local hospital saying that all 44 people who were hurt, they have since been released. A man is now facing arson charges accused of purposely setting fire to his Maryland home with his dog inside. Neighbors telling investigators they saw Austin David Brown walking away from his Weaverton Road home. This was Saturday night, shortly after the fire started. The fire marshal also saying that there's security video of the 25-year-old's involvement. He's being held without bond on several charges, including arson and animal cruelty.
In Virginia, police searching for 2 suspects accused of using candy to try and lure a little girl away from a Manassas park. Investigators credit her 6-year-old sister for preventing the child from being taken. Body-worn camera footage showing officers here chasing one of those suspects who got away at an e-bike. Police say just before 9 Sunday night, the 2 men approached the 4-year-old, trying to lure her with candy. That's when her older sister stepped in and began immediately screaming for their mother. The suspects took off. One man described as wearing all black with a full face mask, a white logo on the back of his hoodie. The other described as wearing all white. The incident, though, certainly has neighbors on edge.
I think it's sick. I hope they catch him and they put him in jail forever.
Well, police said the suspects were seen in areas of the soccer fields at the park before and after approaching the little girls. Police say anyone with information is urged to contact them.
The World Cup kicks off on Thursday at Northern Virginia. We'll see plenty of action. One national team calling Alexandria home base for the tournament.
I had fans wearing Croatian jerseys, hoping to see players, while businesses are embracing the international spotlight. DC News Now's Ben Dennis live in Old Town tonight.
And Ben, what do you think? Can you feel the excitement already down there?
Oh yeah, for sure. The excitement is already building from the fans that we happened to stumble upon at the hotel where the Croatian players are reportedly staying. They were decked out in their jerseys. They were ready to get soccer balls signed, to even the local businesses who have their own ways of welcoming the team right here in Northern Virginia. World Cup fever in Old Town Alexandria. Fans with jerseys, soccer balls, and Sharpies in hand, hoping to score a moment to meet players from Croatia's national team. Outside of the hotel, players are reportedly staying at.
It's a pleasure that Croatia is actually coming here in Alexandria. One of a lifetime opportunities that one person can can come and see Croatia.
Croatia will play its World Cup matches in other cities, but the team will call Alexandria home throughout the tournament.
We wanted to give them the warmest welcome we could.
Businesses across Old Town are finding their own ways to welcome the team, from special postcards to window displays and promotions planned around match days.
We're a great little town. We have a lot to offer. Lots of shops, small business, and beautiful restaurants.
For Amanda Mertens, Croatia's arrival hits a little closer to home. Her father was Croatian. When she learned the national team would be spending time in Alexandria, she immediately thought of him.
The fact that they're here makes me so happy because I do feel like he's in heaven smiling down like, woo, it's, you know, the Croatian team is here representing.
What started as a World Cup story has become one of community in Alexandria.
Anything that helps to spur up interest in the business and everything, we're all super grateful for that.
Pretty cool stuff, right? The team opens their World Cup play June 17th against England, but down in Dallas, Texas. Now, DC News Now actually plans to be at the very first training practice for the Croatian national team. That's going to happen at Episcopal High School tomorrow. We'll have full coverage of that in Old Town Alexandria. Ben Dennis, DC News Now.
Looking forward to that, Ben. Thank you. Now, the National Mall is hosting a watch party. It's happening throughout the tournament, so a series of parties, if you will. The Fan Zone experiences between 3rd and 4th Streets, and it starts an hour before each match. Features large screens to watch the games live, interactive attractions, food, and entertainment. And it lasts through the World Cup final on July 19th.
All right, a lot of excitement indeed. Coming up here.